Hi guys, it's Kristen again with Hooks, Books, and Wanderlust. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with the final installment of my Crochet 101 video tutorial series, getting back to basics, showing you guys how to make all those basic crochet stitches, how to get started, how to hold everything. And today's last video is actually going to be about how to finish everything off. So if you have tuned in for all of the previous videos, then you might have noticed that in video number 4 for the half double crochet that I said that was going to be the last one. And here I am with video number 7. So, I think this is going to be the last one. I don't know. We'll see. If there's something you want to see, or if you think I forgot if I forgot to show you something, then please, by all means, reach out and hey, we might have an 8th video. But until then, let's get going on finishing off our crochet work. So here I've got just a swatch of double crochet fabric. And as you can see, I have just finished the last double crochet of my row. I've got my working loop still on my hook, and I've got my nice long yarn. So what I'm going to do next is I am going to cut a 6 to 8 inch long tail. The reason for that is you want to make sure that when you go to weave in your work, that you have enough tail to be able to do so securely. So I've got a pretty long tail going on right here. That's just kind of how it worked out for me. I don't know, I would normally do something that long, but more or less along the same lines of what my starting tail here is. So there are a couple of different options for tying off your work. The simple way to do it is to just pull up your loop. So you've got that working loop, just pull it. As you can see, it's not going to unravel very easily. From here, that's all you really do. You would just thread your needle and then start weaving it in. But while it does give a nice seamless look to it, it's aesthetically pleasing, I personally don't feel like it's that secure. So I'm going to show you guys how I usually tie off. And I think it's a pretty common method, but just in case, let's pull this back out and we will pretend like I didn't just do that. So let me finish my double crochet here. All right, so we're back to kind of where we started. Instead of just pulling up, I'm actually going to chain 1. And then from there, I'm going to pull that through. Now the reason I do that is because then I can just kind of tug on this and make that a nice tight knot. And I will say, there's a trade-off. That knot is there and it can be a little unseemly, but I do feel like it's more secure. So after you've got that done, the next step is to grab a blunt-tipped tapestry needle, like this one, and thread your tails through it. And the important thing about weaving in your ends, well, first and foremost, it might go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Weave your ends in on the back of your fabric. If you end up having some weird bulge, or maybe you've got different colors or something, you want to hide it as much as you can. So make sure that you're doing that on the wrong side of your fabric. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how I weave in. I always prefer to do it at the base of my stitches. You can do it up here, but I feel like that it makes it kind of bulkier and it's a little bit more unsightly. So this is one of the reasons why I wanted to show you guys in a swatch of double crochet, because I'm way up here and I got to get way down here. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of thread underneath the loops here of my stitch and just kind of bring it down. So I'm going to do my jog down. From there, I'm going to go under these little V's on my stitch from when I pulled up my very first loop, and into each one, underneath each one of those for each stitch. I usually do 5 or 6 stitches, depending on how long my tail is and what type of yarn I'm using. If it's a slipperier yarn, I might go more, or if it's more textured, I might go less. So this, pull that through. You want to pull it tight, but you don't want to pull it too tight because you don't want to cinch your yarn. So, or you don't want to cinch your fabric. So now here's the thing that's important to really secure your ends. You've gone one direction. It's like crossing the street. When I was a little girl crossing the street and my grandma would teach me how, she'd say left, look left, right, and left again. And the same rule applies for this. I go left, and then I'll go right, and then I'll go left again. And what that does is going multi-directional weaving it just makes it that much harder for any ends to pop right back out, no matter how heavily you use whatever it is that you're making, whether it's a washcloth that gets used and washed and really abused a lot, those tails aren't going to go anywhere. So it's just important. You don't want your work, all that hard work, unraveling. The only thing to keep in mind as you go back the other direction is you can see where I came under these 2 loops of this stitch. If I go right back the same way I came, I'm going to pull it all right back out. So I'm just going to skip one of those bars and then go back under both bars of the rest of the stitches, all the way back across. And again, you want to pull tight, but you don't want to pull too tight. So you can see there, I've gone left and I've gone right. It's barely noticeable on the front side. And now I want to go left again, but I don't want to go here because I feel like if I go in that same spot one more time, that it's probably going to just be too bulky. You might be able to get away with it if you have thinner yarns or bigger stitches, or maybe like looser tension. I mean, you could probably get away with it, but in this case, I am going to jump down another stitch row here. So I'm just going to, again, go through the stitches kind of underneath the loops that are already existing. And then I'll go underneath those V's. Still another like 5 stitches or so. I don't know, I didn't even count those. Oh, 6 stitches, I guess I did. And once you're satisfied that it is well woven, you can go ahead and grab your pair of scissors and just cut that tail right at the end. And then of course you'll repeat that process for your starting tail. Then when you're done, you'll have this nice little piece of finished crochet fabric that's not going to unravel or go anywhere. So that's it for finishing off your crochet fabric. I hope that you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. I am going to post a photo tutorial for this on my blog, and I will include that link below for you guys in the description, as well as all of the links to the other video tutorials in this series. Yeah, that's all I've got for you. So go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any patterns or tutorials that come out. I've got a few things coming up in the pipeline that I think that you guys are really gonna like. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye.